Hi guys. So I've had a number of people that want to know how to ultimately rank on Google, get some free traffic, get those customers for free, and there's a lot of things that you got to do, and it just seems a bit overwhelming. And I just want to try and go from start to finish and explain everything that you need to do. So what you ultimately have to do to rank on number one in Google and get the free traffic that ultimately means you can convert it to money for you. So whether it's to sell your services, to just get traffic to a blog, to get people to click on your adverts that ultimately makes you money, or just in general try and get that free, easy, passive income from SEO. So I'm going to take you through the process. We're gonna make an article. I probably won't write all the text, but we'll make an article today for Article Fiesta. So just for my blog, but this is a completely free method. Like I'll show you the paid version if you want to do that, but this is how to do it completely for free. What you've got to do, what you've got to focus on, the things you need to pay attention to make sure that you're doing everything right, and just how to get that free traffic. Right. So let's just go. Let's jump straight in there. So let me just change my screen. So hopefully you can see my desktop now. Here is my Article Fiesta blog. That's out of the way. But ultimately, we want to fill this up with something that's going to rank for us. So this is just standard WordPress. There's nothing special about this. So step one, the most important thing is finding the keyword that you want to rank for. So there's a number of ways of doing this. Most common one is the Google Ads Manager. So you can sign up for a Google AdWords account. You don't need to pay anything. You might need to do a credit card. I can't actually remember. But ultimately, you can come up here and in the tools menu. Sorry, I've zoomed in and it's confused me about where everything is. Yeah, keyword planner in planning. And this will load up this. So we will discover new keywords. I quite often start with a website and use a competitor, but for the sake of this, we'll come in from the other way. So always target America because always target America. I'm from the UK, if you didn't guess, but we will look at America because they're the biggest country, company. I am going to search. I'm going to search for ChatGPT. Actually, let's go for that. It's a big topic right now, and there's a number of things around that. That was not the best example. Let's say I would like to work on SEO content writing. That's what we're going to write this article about. So here we go. Here's a bunch of things. There's quite a few searches of these. Quite low competition, which is good. A good increase year on year. So maybe I might do that keyword. I mean, you can clearly see if I have an advert, I'm going to get paid a lot of money to do this because it's a high ranking search and again low competition for that. So maybe I'll do that. But I'm going to do one slightly different today because, as you're probably well aware, ChatGPT is rolling out into Microsoft, and I think Bing's going to suddenly start doing really well. Like I think people are going to start searching from Bing a lot more. So I think it makes sense for us to try and start targeting Bing. Let's get ahead of the game. And actually, I quite like the Bing keyword planner. So same thing. If you sign up for Microsoft Advertising, tools, keyword planner, it's here. I'll click from the things to go through, but this ultimately takes you here. So you want to search for a new keyword or service. I go with the same thing. So SEO content writing. SEO content writing. I did have my landing page. I'll tell you what, we will go in. We'll use the entire site from Article Fiesta. It automatically defaults to United States, I think. I might have my advertising account set to US, I can't remember. But if I get suggestions here, so the thing that I like about Bing advertising is that it automatically groups it. So I'll talk about it in a bit, but it's important to build topical authority when you're building a website. So the example I always give is driveway painting. For driveway painting, there's different topics within that I'd want to slowly let Google or other search engines know that I know everything on the topic before I move on to the next topic, and I know everything about that topic. You want to be known as the authority in that not only that niche, but the really small topic, then the next topic, just because that way it really ranks you really highly. So this actually already breaks it down into topics. So actually, these are the keywords within it. But artificial intelligence is a topic, article writing is a topic, intelligence, free article, emotional intelligence, all of these are great. And if I go into artificial intelligence, you'll see something similar to what Google gave us. So Google gave us all of these words in here. That's not worth my time going there, but I might see that the competition's only medium here. I wouldn't do IBM, but I might do artificial intelligence, machine learning. Actually, the bid's quite high for IBM. I thought artificial intelligence, so maybe I might do that. Or this one here, AI, artificial intelligence. Maybe these. I mean, because I've seen that one on Google and that looks quite nice, I'm actually going to go for that. But we can see that, so if I want to do like, I don't know, they've got SEO in here, but AI copywriting, maybe I might want to optimize for copywriting AI, maybe. But ultimately, Bing's going to be where it's at coming soon. Like, they've done such a good job, and they own the rights to GPT-4. They're going to have like first mover advantage and stuff, so it's probably worth getting ahead of that. For now, for the sake of this, just because, as I said, I like those monthly searches to that competition, I'm going to do SEO content writing. So again, we're going to try and make this free. So I'm going to use ChatGPT to create the content for this. I'm going to be targeting that specific keyword. One thing that I will talk about is I'm actually doing, it's 3 words, so it's quite broad still. So if I did SEO writing, it's 2 words, even broader, but the competition's low, so this is unusual. Normally for shorter words, competition's quite high. But the best sort of keywords for us to target are best free AI copywriting tool. So that is 5 words. It's called a long tail keyword. And the reason for that, so say we were doing pets, for example, I wouldn't target the word pets because it's a single word. It's been around for ages. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of blogs and news sites and everything that they've done pets to death. Like, I'm never going to beat them, especially not as a new player to the market. However, I might be able to rank for pet clothes for rabbits, or maybe pet clothes for rabbits that are orange. Something that's much more specific, but there's less competition. It's much easier to get to the top. So in this case, it's only 3 words, very high search volume, very low competition. Actually, I'm going to give it a go, but I'd suggest like 4 or 5 words, particularly if you're new, because it'll be easier for you to target. But yeah, so we're going to jump in this. I've not used ChatGPT recently, to be honest, so I don't know what the latest thing's like, but I am going to write an article about SEO content writing, and you suggest a title. I want to include the exact match phrase title. Make it less than 70 characters. So what I'm asking for here is I want not only that title, but I want exactly those words in there. I'd prefer it to be slightly longer. And the reason I've said less than 70 characters is because when I search on Google for that, this text here, the title, that's limited to 70 characters ish. There's some different aspects to that. So you see this one's got ... That was actually clever on their part. So SEO is probably not. If I was to search for dog for sake of argument. So that's quite a short title. There's less things for me to click on. I want a longer title to really try and grab the viewer's possibility to click. But here we go. Here's someone that made a title that's too long. So review bacterial and virus zoonotic infections transmitted by. I mean, that might work because I'm curious about what the by is, but the key point is I've lost the title, so the reader's not got every bit of information. They're much more likely to click on, oh, like that one. That one tells me all about what I'm after. That one's dot dot dot. I don't care. The most significant thing might be gone. So you want the keyword in here so that Google knows that it's important. You want it less than 70 characters because then it's all there. But you want it closer to 70 characters because there's more, like that link's much bigger, much more likely to get my click than this link. So you've got to be, it's a clever balancing act to find the best possible thing. So I'm going to go with 44 because it's the longest title here. But I actually would like to go slightly higher than that. And additionally, there's extra things. So like if I was to do 70 I's, I'm not going to actually count it. That's that long. If I was to do 70 W's, that's probably the same number of things. It's much longer. So on top of just knowing the number of characters, you also need to know the width, the exact pixel width. So I can't remember it off the top of my head. That's 580. There you go. Article Fiesta, it's got me covered. So anyway, we've got our title. We've made sure to use the keyword in the title so that we know, or that Google knows that this article is about that. I want you to write me an introductory paragraph. Please make sure to include exact match phrase within the first sentence and to be around three. Let's go for 5 sentences. Let's go for 4 sentences long, and it needs to tell the user what the content will contain, but also encourage them to read more. So this is ultimately what you'd be typing anyway. So again, I want that exact match in there. So in the very first paragraph, that's another thing to Google as, oh, this is about that particular sentence or that particular keyword. So I'm going to try and, when someone searches for that, rank it at the top. So again, I'm rushing through this because I don't want you to sit and watch me use ChatGPT. But yeah, so that's so that's now in there, and that's something of significance. So now, next thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm picking up categories that relate to that keyword and talking about them as part of it. So can you build me an outline of what this blog will contain? It needs to talk about the subjects that relate to, oops, on topically related key phrases, titles, trying to keep the title below 70 characters but above 50. List only the So here we go. We've now got all the things that I need to make sure are happening, that will happen. I mean, ironically, this is going to be an article all about the stuff that we're going to talk about on this video. I seem to have sped up ChatGPT for the regular people, not even the paid ones, so that's really good. Although that said, sometimes it can be a bit of a pain actually getting it to load. I don't want you to sit and watch all this, but here we go. Alright, the background's gone, you can sneak through. So here's the thing. I'm going to use as headings. So what you would then do is you'd go through here and you would convert this all to blog post stuff. Super exciting. I won't do it all while you're watching because it'll be a bit boring for you guys. But imagine I finish writing this article. Obviously tweak some of it by hand. Don't let the AI write everything for you because that way you get your unique twist on it. You get your inner learnings. But the important thing now that you've written all this content, is that you also pay attention to the meta description. So in here, in post, I believe, so settings post, you want to make sure you've got an excerpt. So we'll be lazy again. Can you write an excerpt blog post? Make sure to include the key phrase. So again, it's very important that we include the keyword that we're targeting in this thing. Wish it hadn't put it in quotes. And you need to be not have the quotes. And also make sure it's 200 words long. So again, it's very important that the meta description be less than 250 words. If you're curious why that's a thing, it's because on Google, when we're looking at the word dog, this bit here is your meta description. If it's too long, you get the dot dot dot. If it's too short, then you take up less of the page. So I'll try and find a crap example. There's not one here, but we want to make sure we're occupying as much of the page as possible because that's much more likely to get us our click. But at the same time, writing something that's going to encourage users to click on our link, like something that makes it really good. Why the hell is this written so much here? Including exact amount. Does that match? Keyword blah blah blah. It's less than 250 characters long. It wouldn't quote that, but this is the problem when we use free tools like ChatGPT. Doesn't always do what we want. So in here is our thing. I'm curious because that looks a lot longer than 250 characters, but you never know. Yeah, 279. So what I would do in real life is I'd probably tweak that because I don't want the dot dot dots, but it's up to you to do that. I'm not going to do that as part of this video. You don't need to watch me do it. So also the thing that I missed is we will put our keyword here in rank math as the focus keyword. So I can see so far we are up to 26. We want to get this to around 80. We don't want to get to 100 because if we over optimize it, it's not going to be that great. Oh, and I can already spot that it didn't actually use SEO content writing. So that's no good, is it? We want, where were our titles? 42. Yeah, and it looks like it's going to get someone to link or click on the link the most. So, I quite like that. 23. So SEO content writing. Why is it being a pain? Is it not like that? Just rank math being crap. But if I changed it to having uppercase, it might. Okay, I don't know why rank math's being a bit of a pain there, but ultimately it is in the title. So we've got it in the title. We've got it I've noticed that again, ChatGPT didn't put this in the first sentence. So it's in the first paragraph, which is great, but I'd much prefer it in the first sentence. So again, let me change this to be there. Struggling with SEO content, writing, failing to attract organic traffic to your website. There we go. So we tweaked it, so it's now got our keyword here, got a keyword here. It's at the top. We've pointed out to Google that it's super important. We probably also want it as one of our titles if we were doing it here. So oh yeah, I was about to say why does it put that, but yeah, it's because we're talking about SEO content, right? Introduction to SEO content. Right. This is now here in one of our titles. So this is the H2. H2 you can see there. Very important to be there. There's the H1. If the thing will pop up. No, it doesn't pop up for the main title, but it's very important to be there. Title, H2 in our post excerpt, which ultimately will then go in Rank Math to be our snippet. So the description there, SEO content writing right at the start. Too long in this case. We knew it's going to be too long, but that is what it is. So in the categories, it's also very important that we get the category that matches what SEO content writing is going to be under. So I'm going to go, what have I got on here? But this is SEO. When I make that category, it's also very important that it's got a meta description for it. So tags, here we go here. I'll probably actually use SEO content writing as a tag. Let's go for article writing. I've already pre-filled the meta description for that. This new one that I've created here won't have a meta description, so it's important that I then go back to WordPress and add that meta description to it, because again, there's just more keywords that can be in on here. This title, we've also picked one that's going to get people to link. Featured image, very important to do featured image. Let's go for pexels.com. I'm going to search for SEO. There we go, that's my cool thing that I want. Back to my article. So very important that you've got featured image. That hopefully is going to upload in a second. There we go. So with all images, it's very important that you have your alt text set. It's very important that we have an alt text set that matches what we're trying to promote. So here's that. I would also go through and I'd put some images in the content that have alt text that matches. So that's all really good. Next thing we need to do is look at the keyword density. So I've not got a full article here, but if you did, I believe this will probably tell us somewhere the keyword density. But you want around or no more, I want to say it's 4%, might only be 2%, but you want to make sure that you're not over optimizing. So we don't want this article to just constantly say like that. That's why you might think that might con Google. It did in the old days. Nowadays it's smart. There we go, there's our keyword density. So it knows that if it appears, I want to say more than 4%, 2.5. So if it appears more than that, then it's going to be flagged as you're over optimizing and you ultimately won't rank because there we go, keyword density is 5, it's too high. So you want to make sure that you're not over optimizing, but you're optimizing enough that Google thinks you're just an expert and not someone taking the piss and trying to rank. It's a very fine line to walk. We need to rank well, but not rank too well, because if you rank too well, they kick you off. It's the right pain in the ass. So Rank Math here is actually like really giving us a great set of suggestions, so we can go through them. I need more content. I would do more content in real life. I'm just doing for this video. We're going to be quite quick. Keywords in the right places. I've got in my list just off screen, but so over here, I want to make sure that I've also got my keyword or a related keyword. I want it throughout the content, not just at the very top. We would add an image with the focus keyword. We talked about that. It's very important to make sure that throughout the thing, we've not just got a wall of text, we've actually got some images. Don't just have all images using your focus keyword, because then again, Google knows you're trying to cheat the game. You should maybe have an image that is, let's get out of that. Let's say someone typing on a laptop. This site is Pixels for reference. They provide royalty-free images that you can use without getting in trouble. Basically, it's completely free to use. So I would then paste this image in here, and maybe on the alt. And then on here, if I can remember how to get to the alt thing that I thought was over here. Yeah, there we go. I would have lady working on a website to optimize for search engines. Because whilst that talks about the same things, it's not actually like using the exact same text. So it's much better. Also, for reference, don't use portrait images. They're just too big. It loses the user's attention. So you only want horizontal images, really. Landscape, that's the word I'm looking for. So we've done all that. Now, very important to do is, just like if I was writing a paper for university, it's very important to cite your sources. So from Google's point of view, I want to prove that not only have I written a bunch of knowledge, but my knowledge has been fact checked. So when I'm talking about, in particular, SEO content writing, one of the sources that I might have used is Moz, because I think they've got a great article about SEO content writing. Here we go. Here's Moz's article on this. What I might do is somewhere in here. So I probably wouldn't link the exact keyword because that gives away some of the things. But I'll tell you what. Let's link search intent from here. So on this bit, I might say, here you go. Here's a great article that taught me about how to do keyword intent and relevance. It's shown Google that not only do I know about what I'm talking, but here's some other people in the niche, again, building topical authority, really proving that we know what we're talking about and we've researched it. We've not just made this up. On top of that, whilst we want to give a little bit of juice out, link juice out to other sites, we really want to say that other things on our site know about this subject. So it's much easier to get a link to our own content from ourselves, right? So there's nothing wrong with here me finding another thing on my website that talks about optimizing headlines. So I might also do this one that's about meta descriptions. So I can type. There we go. There's some links to my thing that's going to make that other page rank much better in Google for optimizing meta descriptions. Brilliant. I've just gained some internal links for doing essentially nothing. And then Google will now be ranking me, analyzing SEO performance. There we go. We'll rank that thing. Obviously, spend more time over your linking. I'm just trying to be much quicker for the sake of the video. So if we look on Rank Math, we're about 60. Focus keyword and URL. Yep, you should do that. What I do actually recommend is just making the URL. So you can click on that. I would just make the URL literally the keyword you're going after. You don't have to, you can make it slightly longer, but I mean, it wants it to be slightly longer. It doesn't really matter about URL length. I would put that there. Again, Rank Math just seems to be really slow at updating today. What extra things does it say? Okay, it says it's too high because remember it should be 2.5% or lower, but this is not a filled in article. We have linked out to external resources. I don't know why it's not picked up. Do follow links. It should default to do follow, so that will be fine. Internal links, we just add them. Title readability. So that actually is to encourage people to click on your thing. So this is just a matter of fact how to do it. If we were to make it positive or negative, we could maybe add mastering. Let's go for an exciting how-to guide for 20. Writing positive, I feel like it is. But yeah, so that ultimately been there. It tells you the user number. That's why I've got that in 2023. And yeah, I don't know how long we've been recording for. We've been recording for half an hour. This has given you, I haven't written the content, but you can see how for free we've produced this entire thing. This will rank really well in Google, assuming I've bothered to fill in all of these sections, but I'm sure you can do that. This is great. Fantastic. Well done, post it, rank high in Google. Now I'm going to cheat slightly because I'm lazy, but what you could do, we do this for the first two articles for free. I'm just going to take that off page because I don't want you to see the full list of blogs that are on here. But yeah, what I could do is I could just enter my keyword as that. Tell you what, we'll use my title because I think we've spent hours constructing this ultimate title. Slightly too long, so maybe we shouldn't do that. Let's get rid of exciting. I'm fine with this. This is within, it's gone green. I like making stuff green. That makes me happy. There's a bunch of stuff I could change on here. I'm not going to change that right now, but yeah, so that's going there. I won't leave that on that view because I don't want everyone looking at everyone else's content that they're producing. But yeah, that's how we can do exactly the same thing, but much quicker. So that will take, I don't know, maybe 90 seconds, and that will automatically create the content. That will put the images in there. Something that Rank Math hasn't called out, but is actually quite important to do, is to put a video on your page. I do massively recommend adding a video if you can. If there's one that's relevant to your topic and it's not advertising someone else so much. I'm just going to save this because I'm probably going to finish writing this because we've done a lot of work here. We've identified a keyword that's good. And yeah, like, there's not much more to add really. Just make sure you find your keywords. So this one that we did here, I'd probably try and find stuff that relates to this. So I'd probably write all of these articles because they're all in the same topic. I'd probably put them all in the same category. I'd make sure they were all tagged with this top level keyword, so SEO content writing. That way on the tags page, so if I was to go to the blog, Google will see this particular tag. Is this? Yeah, so WordPress will automatically create this tags page. Okay, that's a bad example. There's only one thing with this tag. But if we look here, I can link out to all of these things, and Google's going to see all of these things, and they're all going to be in the same tag, and they're all not very. The link depth is low, so you don't want 12 clicks to find this content. Right now, Google will find on the homepage as a link to one of these articles, and then it will go to this tag, and then it's suddenly found all these other articles. It's a great way to get lots of content topically aligned not too deep, not too many clicks deep, and yeah, just ultimately gets you what you want out. So I've got that set to auto go in the schedule. So if we look in my schedule, we will notice tomorrow I've got a mastering SEO content for blah blah blah. So this was written by Article Fiesta. There you go. Here's some videos. Here's some pictures. That picture, if I can remember how to get to it, has got the alt tag. Yeah, there we go. So alternative text to that. Here's this. This is really good. One thing that I didn't talk about was bolding text that's significant. So this has bolded this to say it's important. Here's my video. So using different styles of text is important. So you'll see this is a numbered list. And so the button there. Well worth doing that because numbered lists perform. It shows you that there's a varied style of text. Google just loves stuff when it's like varied. It shows that you put more effort into your blog post. Here we go. Here's a link to one of my other things. Here's another link. Here's some more like things. Missing space there. But yeah, this is what you want to do. This is going to rank really well. This has got loads of relevant content. This is exactly what we spent the last half an hour doing, but as you saw, it took like 2 minutes. But anyway, website if you want to learn more is articlefiesta.com. Sorry it's such a long video, but hopefully it's covered everything you might need to ultimately get your content, get your website ranking higher, and letting you win at the game. Anyway, catch you all later.